Okay, one kind of malwares are Trojans or Trojan horse. Trojan horse and Trojan are the malicious programs which mislead from its actual intention. The main difference between Trojan and virus is misleading you. From the actual intentions. With this philosophy, normally, Trojan software misleads from its true intentions and waits for the best time to attack. You know that this Trojan may provide access to personal information as well as unauthorized access to the attacker. Maybe you know the history of Trojan horses. This term comes from a long history from Greek. In a war between two cities, a great and a big wooden horse is built by one soldiers or sometimes some soldiers, and as you know, this horse had soldiers hiding inside it. Here, let me know. Okay. When there was a war between two cities, City 1 and City 2, the soldiers from City 2 cannot enter to the cities. They built a very big horse and they hide some soldiers inside it. Then they said, okay, we didn't win the war and we just offer you a big horse. When the soldiers in City 1 accept this gift, at night the soldiers inside the horse can find a solution and attack to the city and gain the war. It was the history from this concept, Trojan horse. As you can see, inside this Trojan there are some harmful codes and software that can attack a system. This is the history of Trojans. Hence, as you know, Trojan is a malicious program misleading the user about its actual intentions. We have several classification of Trojans. You know, this is your system here, and the attacker here wish to find a way to access to your sensitive information here. Trojan is a solution to create a backdoor. You know, backdoor. You hear about that. In your system to steal and access to your informations. And sometimes Trojans try to get access to harm your information and your systems too. As you can see here in this picture, when your system is infected by a Trojan, the attacker can easily ask any information he wishes. As you can see here, I don't know how I can I erase it? Okay, as you can see here, after infecting your system, for example, here there are some users that are that their system is infected, the attacker can ask any information. For example, he can ask, send me credit card details, and the Trojan that has been installed in her computer sends the requested information. Here is my credit card number and expire date. Or for other user, the attacker wishes to have his or her, for example, Facebook account information. Send me. Here he sends only one request to have this information, and the Trojan will resend back the result. Here is my Facebook login and profile. And so on. Okay. The purpose of most common use of Trojan program, as you know, the first of all is creating a backdoor. Backdoor is a way for entering your system and doing any kind of activities. Also gaining unauthorized access and stealing your information. And through this malware, any connected device can be infected. Trojans also can be used the system of victims for spamming, or even for creating a botnet. We discussed about botnet in the last lecture. I recorded the last lecture and uploaded for you in the LMS platform. Botnet is a set of compromised computer systems that are connected together and are used for malicious intentions. For example, for doing some attacks like DDoS attacks. Botnets are used for launching some attacks like DDoS attacks. Also, Trojans can be used for downloading other malicious software, or even for disabling firewall. And any kind of malicious behavior that you can imagine can be done by Trojans. Hence, you can understand how they can be dangerous. Okay. In this slide, you can see also a fun picture that shows how your system can be infected by a Trojan, or different ways that a Trojan can get into your systems. There are several and many methods for accessing your system by Trojans, as you can see here. For example, fake programs, as I described, free software. When you download free software, any files that you download through the internet, any games, I don't know, screen servers that seems to be interesting and beautiful, and we download them for our computer or for our smartphone. Any freeware and free software from untrusted sites, and also from file sharing methods through the attachment of your emails, or even through physical access by a person who you trust him, and also through email and email attachments. It's easy, as you can see here. That's how to deploy a Trojan. First time, as you can see here in this slide, the attacker sends, for example, an email to victim that this email contains a link to Trojan server here. Victims, he doesn't know what will happen. Victim clicks the link and immediately connect to Trojan server. For example, here, after receiving this email and clicking on the link, he is redirected to the Trojan server. For example, in Russia, we don't know, anywhere it could be this Trojan server, and immediately Trojan is sent to the victim computer here. Attacker installs the Trojan, infecting this machine. And after installing the Trojan on the victim's machine, any kind of malicious code can be executed. This Trojan connects the attacker to the victim's machine. And you can imagine that any kind of commands and instruction can be executed remotely by the attacker. This is a way that Trojan can be deployed. Anyway, you may thinking that we have antivirus in our system, installed in your systems. How the Trojan can be installed and can be entered in our system? There are many ways to evading antivirus to detect the Trojan codes. For instance, Trojan file may be break into multiple pieces and zip them, and the attacker sends them as a single file, for example on your email. And if your antivirus is up to date, normally antivirus software can detect easily any Trojan. But if the attacker writes the Trojan itself, it cannot be detected by antivirus. Another way is changing the content of the Trojan using some editors, for example hex editors, and also changing the checksum and encrypt the file. Hence the antivirus cannot detect Trojan. And also the syntax of the Trojan can be converted to evade the antivirus, to protect your to protect the infected system.